Hi, my name is Ken Lasseson. I wrote the Microbiome description website, and today I want to take a look at two brand new features which has been added in last week. The first one is one to be honest, I put up under protest, but there are people with cognitive issues and people with learning challenges, or people where the microbiome is completely new and everything on the site just becomes overwhelming in terms of information. So it's called, once you logged in, and my profile right here, it is just give me suggestions. As simple as it is. The first thing you should do is always click the update button, which will go and bring the analysis up to the latest information. This is a dynamic site, so as more data comes in, things are adjusted, generally only a little bit, but occasionally significantly. So that makes sure your data is up to date. And then just click just give me suggestions, and it will go and generate a consensus views and simplify the results down. And here we have, and it basically indicates things you should take, things you should avoid, things you probably should avoid if practical, things which you should consider taking. The thumbs up are the ones which the data suggests are the very best. So we see melatonin is, in this case, one thing suggested. Everything else is a big thumbs down. Don't take it. Antibiotics is only one is a big positive. The antibiotics listed here are ones which are commonly seen in treating IBS, chronic fatigue syndrome, and that type of condition. So it's not a complete list, but it is one which is targeted at a common pattern from users. So in this case, we see these three, which are very common for used by ME/CFS specialists for dealing with chronic fatigue syndrome. Minocycline is a down, which is unusual, and this one is also a up, which is its best up, which is often being used more and more. Then we have common supplements, things to do. Then we have diet style, gluten-free, high protein, low carbohydrates. Nice big 3 thumbs up there. Aspirin is a thumbs up. If you're dealing with chronic fatigue syndrome, aspirin probably will have secondary benefits in terms of coagulation. And then we have a variety of things here. A couple of them are no, but specific ones are good. Resveratrol, again, that one also has plus sides if there are cognitive issues, because usually the cognitive issue is caused by coagulation issues, and resveratrol will help counter those effects. Then we have seasoning, herbs and spices, miscellaneous things, monolaurin, which is a big thumbs up. It's also a bit of an antibacterial, prebiotics and postbiotics, and we have some which are no's and some which are up. We have things like inulin being a no, juice and artichokes, and no, the two of them are very similar. Resistance charges there. And then we have other things which are low dosage natural. They're proton pump inhibitors, or no, racetans, which is a significant help for cognitive issues, is a big plus there. And another one was associated with cognitive issues too. And then we have the long list of different bacteria, and many of them, but not all of them, will have dosages there. And if you hover over the dosage, you will see this dosage has been used in clinical studies. So that dosage has been studied. A MD determined it was to be a safe, appropriate dosage, and in general, the dosage was found to actually cause the change the MD or the researcher was looking for. So it gives you guidance there. Sugars and similar, some basic type of sugars. Again, some are to be avoided. Sugar beets is avoid. Lactose is fine. Ginseng is fine. And then we get down into vitamins. And this one, we have several of the vitamin B's are thumbs up. But one is a thumbs down, which means you probably don't want to take a multivitamin. Now, We also have, to make life a little bit easier for you, we have the things here. For example, resistant starch, click here, and it will give you what foods are high in resistant starch. And voila, see the broad dried beans are very high in it, and actually a fraction of the cost of trying to get resistant starch as a supplement. By fraction, I mean 80 to 90% less cost to get the same amount eating it as a broad bean rather than going out and buying resistant starch in a capsule by somebody. Okay, so that is basically there. Now we do have up at the top the technical details, which gives you a massive amount of information, but it's there directly linked, and you can now go through and take a look item by item all the way down. You get prescription items such as antibiotics, vegetables, etc. And what you get is a whopping 1,800 items. Talk about saturation. So you can go and play with this one, order from high to lowest priority, things to be avoided like walnuts, burdock root, this particular probiotics, brown rice, etc. So all sorts of things are there. For example, whole grain barley and oats. Remember the suggestion we just looked at said gluten-free? Guess what? Those are gluten stuff. So it's somewhat consistent there, and then indicating things. So everything is nicely done. So that is feature number 1. Nice and simple. Now, if we go back here, and we go down, and we have the overview, which is, there's a minor bug there. I had 100 to 109, which is now fixed. But there's a new section added, key bacteria are causing above. Basically, it looks at the ones which are in this range, which we have something like 56 there, but it goes through and determines the ones which are the most likely contributor to things being out of balance into a set of numbers, and then lists them down below. So we have just, in this case, just 4. The numbers will vary from example to example. And if you click it, we can go over, and voila, you will see the combination. And I had some stuff there already. Let's go back and let's go and pick a different sample. And there we have just 2. So we click here and we see it's just 2. And now you can just go and get suggestions for those 2 things. And you can go and determine what you want suggestions of by clicking here. And then you get your combination down here as to things you should take or things you should avoid. In this case, inulin is a to avoid, which agrees with our original thing. It says thumbs down to inulin. Low food marks, so different types of diets. Iron is a plus. So that's basically it. It is 2 new features added to here. Just give me suggestions. Gives you a quick suggestion list without too much detail, including suggested antibiotics if you have a willing MD. And then we have the key bacteria, and in this case, we there, and let me actually update this site. Oh, I know what happened. Okay, let's just flip back a few. Sometimes it's good for things. Okay, now we have everything done, and there. The reason it was blank is that the update hadn't happened until sample. Remember, I changed it, and that one, there was nothing there, so it was blank here. And just do an update, and now the numbers should be recomputed, and away we go. And in this case, what we see is, we see this one unfortunately low, but what we do is focus on the ones which are dominate the microbiome and probably cause most of the other things. Okay, so that's it. Very short, very quick, but covers most of the new features.